How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Lovely Marshall, which is the founder of Love is Your Story. So tell us, Lovely, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Harry, for allowing me the honor of being with you today.
Pleasure.
And the 5 steps, I would say that I took to achieve $1 million is number one, your mastermind group. I have
I
some
love it.
incredible friends who really just poured into me because I was like, I'm building this $100 million dynasty. And so many people who I talked to, they were like, okay, well, this is what you need to do first. And being able to talk about it, you will be surprised. There are people who who you never even knew what they know. Like a lot of my friends was like, actually, I have a husband who's a banker. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I didn't even know that about you because as we're talking and connecting, you will be amazed about how much you don't know about your friends and the value that they bring to your life. So I always say, have a team. Like anybody, Christopher Columbus, discovering America, he needed to do it because he had a team of people. Donald Trump has a team of people. Like, please get your mastermind group. And you will know the people who are not a part of your group is because instead of saying, oh my gosh, I believe in you. What can I do to support you? They'll ask, how can you do this? And how will you be able to do that? Like, that's the difference you will like learn between your people. Like, Harry, I see you shaking your head. Like, is that what
Yeah,
you noticed
I love
too?
your first step. I agree 100%. Having a mastermind, the people that can help you in your journey is amazing.
Yes,
So
yes,
what is the step
yes.
number 2? Okay, people already
Step
find the
number two.
mastermind. What they need to
It's
do for
always
next?
Yeah, the step number two is always your why. Like Simon Sinek, he talks about starting with your why. People say it's your mission, your vision, but really having that. So you like, okay, I have this idea, let me talk about it. And then it's like, okay, well, what's your why? And the reason why your why is so important is, let me tell you something. You are on a mission to do some things that are brilliant, but life is going to happen. There's going to be distractions. People are going to leave you. People are going to try to get you fired from like doing your dreams. The banks are going to tell you no. And you're going to be like, why am I doing this? And so having that mission, that vision, that's that next step because when all else fails in the middle of the night, it's going to be the thing that keeps you like moving and going. And so I always say, like, starting with the team, because if you tell somebody about it, they'll also help you. But then the next step is like having that why. Like that is what really kept me of like, why am I doing this? What does it mean to be overlooked for individuals and undervalued? Like, why did I start this? Why am I going to keep going when I reached out to this person and they told me no? That's really important. I don't know about like for you, Harry, like what was
Very
yours?
good, very good. Well, the more I
Yeah.
hear it, the more I want to know the third step. The third step.
Good deal. So the third step I would say really starts with your mindset. A lot of people say like, you have to think and grow rich and, as a man think it and act like this and think, but it really does boil down to your mindset. What are you thinking about? Do you truly believe that this is possible for you? And so many of us, like Harry, I watched your story and other people podcasts. A lot of us, we come from poverty. A lot of
Absolutely.
us come from
Nothing.
families that, like we're building this, we'll be the first millionaires in our families. And so it's hard for us to be like, well, where do we go to? What do we do? So having that mindset every single day, like I have my desk here and I have so many things that I'm like, I will finish faster. I
Wow.
will do this, like I have a marvelous mind that helps me achieve greatness. Saying those things over and over, that mindset is so crucial. Even just having the mindset of being like, hey, I want to be on 25 stages for 2025 because I have
Wow.
some amazing
That's an
things,
amazing
but
goal.
nobody knows me. Like nobody knows Lovely Marshall. But the best way to do it, like Harry introduced it, He has millions of people who will, even if he doesn't subscribe, there are millions of people who have at least seen him. And that's a great way to connect with people as a part of my mastermind group. But I had to have the mindset of like, I want to build this dynasty. Where do I need to go? What's the next step? And it really does start with your mind.
Yeah, and then the step number 4?
Yeah, so step number 4, I would say talk about it to the world. A lot of people, even starting with Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, he's just a huge, I'm just like, I have a huge fangirl for him because he was really brilliant. But he would go on shows and he had no product built at all. He was on news stations and he was like, yeah, we're gonna build Macintosh and it's gonna be amazing, and Apple is gonna do this. He had no product. Like, it was literally just an idea that people were building on. But when you talk about it to the world, people are going to be like, Harry, speak university that you're talking about it. What is this? So as you are thinking about your ideas, if it's the best glasses that you're going to build, if it's the best fitness program, if you talk about it, you will notice that more and more people will say like, hey, I have your idea and what are you doing next? And so it puts that pressure on you, that positive pressure of like, oh my gosh, I got to keep doing this. Like, somebody's watching, somebody wants to know more about it. So I think just talking about it, and that's something that, when it comes to venture capitalists in the US over here, you have to like raise money a lot of times for your ideas. So if you are comfortable with talking about it with a stranger, it's easy when you go to your pitch and sharing it to the world of like, why should we buy your products when they're slim fit and there's this light and there's this book? What makes you special? And it really does just come from you talking about it, and they'll be able to understand your passion, and they'll like, I don't know what it is. I know there's been a million of books, but I want to go through this person university. I want to do this because it's just something about them. And that gets done from like talking about it.
Yeah, and step number 5, last one.
Yeah, and number 5 is celebrating your wins.
Oh,
You
wow,
have to
amazing.
track those progress. So today, the thing that I am tracking, I was like, okay, I'm going to get online. I'm going to reach out to clients. I'm going to be sure that I follow up. Those little steps, celebrate them. Like, we don't celebrate ourselves enough. We're trying to be like, okay, what's the next thing that we're doing? What's the next thing that we're doing? Harry has 10 people who he's talking to today. That's amazing. Like, I know people that can't even do 5 phone calls, and he's connecting with 10 different people. So celebrate your progress, because if you celebrate your progress, then you will notice that you'll go from 250,000 to $500,000 to $750,000. Like, just celebrating those little wins really takes you a long way. So those are my steps from
Oh,
Lovely
your
Marshall
5
of
steps
like
are
how you can be
lovely.
one.
Your 5 steps are lovely. And let's go a little bit more deep, because I relate with you. We're gonna be the first millionaire in my family. Actually, the entrepreneurs, only my grandfather have a small business, but no, my parents, they're teachers, right? So what they told me is, okay, go to university, get a degree, and find a job. And my university degree, I only have it just to make my parents happy, because I never use it in my whole life. Because, like you said, life happens. You have to work. You need to do this. You need to do that. But where do you find this drive? Where do you find this passion? Look at you. You're talking about building a dynasty. So dynasty, that means that your generation after your generation, nobody never had to work again, and this is what you want to build. So from where you have this inspiration, yeah, and what your people around you, they thought of you when you said, okay, I want to build this dynasty. I want to be 100 million pound company, and I'm going for it. It's having the challenges that, women in business, there is a statistic that they get way underfunded than men, yeah, And then it's also, you know, the case of diversity, that some of those venture capitalists and investors,
Yes.
usually these they are white male dominant, the people that take the decision. And here you go, from a diversity background, to ask for money to a room full of boys, yeah, and
Yes.
there you are uh, following your dreams, your dreams. So number
Mm.
one, uh,
Yeah.
people will tell you that you're crazy, that this is
Yeah.
impossible. Look, have you seen yourself? Well, how come you're gonna make that? And look at you, the energy, the drive, the positivity you have. So why made you so unstoppable? What happened? Tell me your story.
Yeah. So it's so funny. I am laughing as you say this because I have been told that I am crazy. Like, number one, and they're like, why are you going for $100 million versus 1 million or 10 million? And I'm like, well, the number one thing is I got to $1 million. I was a former Facebook employee. So
Wow.
here in the United States, yeah. Here in the United States, I worked with Facebook for 3 years. And here in the United States, like, it's easy for you to make $1 million at Facebook with the stocks, and we have incredible benefits. And I noticed I was still telling people no. It was charity events that I wanted to donate to, and we were out of funds. And I was like, okay, well, if 1 million is enough, and 10 million is comfortable, what about $100 million?
Wow.
And I may not get to $100 million, but because I have my eyes set on $100 million, if I get to 75 million,
It
do you
will
think
get
I'm
you
gonna be
really
like,
far. Absolutely.
oh my God, $75 million of what I can do? What can I do for my community? The people
Absolutely.
that I can be able to help. And you spoke about so many things. So, women, especially women of color, we don't have access to that. But what if I can, because I have $75 million, invest $500,000 into this woman's company, and it's the catalyst that she needs to go out and change the world because I have that. And so that drive, that passion, honestly, I think it comes from me just always being told as a kid that I was a weirdo. And I just embrace that.
I
Like,
think you're
okay,
amazing.
yeah, like I'm weird, but it's a good thing to be weird, because those people like you speak university. Like, who does this? Like, there's no one who goes out and says like, oh, speakers are leaders of university. That's a crazy idea, right? Like, the fact that I can now put on glasses and my glasses records everything that you do with Meta Ray-Bans. That's a crazy idea. Like, flying cars are a crazy idea. The things that people who are innovators, who are leaders, they're often considered the crazy ones until their idea works. And so I just recognize that in order for me to move the community, in order for me to change the world, the people who have changed the world, they've had money, or they've got attention. Like Mother Teresa, she didn't necessarily have a lot of money, but she got the attention. She was able to get people to do it. And so podcasts have been an incredible way to really just share the world, the inspiration with the world. And so I'm just honored to do it. And yeah, like, I have been told that I'm crazy, but it's been a crazy good thing. Like, the things that I want to do
Absolutely.
will be so positive.
Absolutely. And you know, when it seems impossible, yeah. And a lot of people
Yes.
say, wow, this is not possible what you're trying to achieve. And a lot of people might try to walk you out of this idea. And don't get me wrong, maybe because they love you,
Yes.
they want to protect you, they want to. But you know, Lovely, you have an amazing career in Facebook where you get
Mhm.
paid a lot of money. These companies
Mhm.
that make you really comfortable, you can have
Mhm.
everything, and you decided to leave, to give
I
all this
did.
up to pursue your
I
dream and your
did.
business.
But
Why are you doing this? Why?
yeah, yeah. So I was listening to a podcast, and I even think it was like one of your guests, and they talked about how people are scared of the unknown. That's the only reason why you have pursued your dreams and are helping so many people share their story with the world is because you were okay. You were like, hey, I'm going to go over here. I don't know what over here is really all about. Speakers, university, like no one is talking about that, but it's a need. I understand that there's a need here. And that was the same thing for me. I was like so many people were reaching out to me about how did you get to Facebook and what did you do to be different? And I want to be able to do this. And I was like, if I leave Facebook, Facebook or another company will always be here. But what can I do? What can Lovely really do to really change the world? And I've noticed that since I've been on this journey, it's been about a 3-month journey since I
Wow.
left Facebook. Yeah, very new. Like this is very new.
Wow.
I set out, I was like, I wanted to have enough money in the bank. So I needed my year's salary in the bank to leave the company. So that
Wow.
way I didn't do it. Because I watched one of your shows and one of the ladies was like, the reason why she noticed people failed is because of lack of funding. So they give up on their dreams because they don't have the money. So I was like, okay, well, I need to have enough money to where I can go all in on this dream. And the moment that I had that, I turned in my resignation and I went about doing this. And since I left, I've had over 3 clients who left their company, but
Wow.
to pursue their career. So my
Wow.
coaching company is all about career coaching. And I had a young lady who was with her company for 10 years. 10 years. She started out in her 20s. Now she's in her 30s. And she was like, I've been with this company for 10 years. And I hate my boss. Now it's getting bad. And I'm scared because I know my boss is bad, but I really don't know what this unknown is. And so I asked her, what would, an extra $10,000 do for you? Not even an extra 100,000. What would an extra $10,000 do for you? She was like, well, I could do this and I could do that. Okay. So how about let's go and apply to another company and see what they have to offer. For her role, they were literally paying over $50,000. Same exact job title. It wasn't like, oh, she went from a manager to a director. This was the exact same job title. She, in less than 3 months, got a $30,000 pay increase for the
Wow.
exact same job. And she was like, for her to stay at her current company, it would take her over 10 years just to get this $30,000 pay increase because she simply applied. And so that's what I was like. If I was to stay at Facebook, yeah, I would get rich, but I wouldn't get wealthy and I couldn't have an impact. Like for me to bring on people to Facebook, there's all checks and balances. But when it's my company, I can hire you. I can decide what our culture is. We can be able to foster an inclusive environment and we decide what's going on. So I decided to take the unknown, although every day it's scary, which is why I say have that team. I'm not telling you all something that I didn't do. I'm talking to people and asking them questions. Okay, what did they do? How did they go about doing it to really learn more?
And I think that your business, I love it. I think it's really, really powerful because there is a lot of undervalued professionals out there that they are leaving a lot of money on the table, and maybe the main reason I believe is fear, right? People have the fear of or what's gonna happen if the company find out that I'm searching for another opportunity, and but then the people get stuck years in a job. You coming from a corporate background, so you know better than anyone else that there are a lot of professionals out there that they are underpaid, and companies wrongly take advantage of that to make the most out of the employees, and you know, to cost them as less as possible. But the role is like you described, to empower that professional to, and let's face it, even if the worst comes to worst, they always can open their own business exactly like you did. Exactly like you did. So you are the living experience of what this looks like. And sometimes you see the people sometimes get attached to the company so much, but guess what? One day you're gonna get old, one day technology will advise, and maybe this corporate job that keep you comfortable, pay you a lot of money all the time, one day gonna tell you that you don't need it. And then it's a problem because you only have a specific skill that you know,
Yes.
and that make you unemployable from the rest. And then you see that the people that they can have this mansion, they have the Ferrari, they have everything, they lost the job, and very fast they lost everything that they have made in their own career because they only have a specific skill. Where you running your business, I can see you are in the social media, you're doing podcasts, you're doing a mastermind, you are meeting people around yourself that they are also entrepreneurs, and now you're creating a community that you can make this transition if works for them. I mean, being an entrepreneur is not for everybody, but have even a little business on the side, maybe have something on the side that can give you this income that can give this person security and to this attach. Because the worst thing, Lovely, is to go to a place, you know, people
Yeah.
working most of the life, and to find people that you don't like, boss that you hate, and
Oh my
how to
God.
cope with that. You know, the impact on the mental health is huge. Yeah, people can end up with the stress, this emotional pain can
Yes.
become a physical pain. People
Yes.
with cancer, with heart
Yes.
attacks. Is but people need to be empowered. Yeah, so I like
Mhm.
what you talking. We empower and we tell the people in the powerhouse. People don't make that change. People don't make that transition because they are scared. So how you help your community to actually I mean, you are shining in energy and positivity. So
Thank you.
they I think that your community, they want to be like you, they want to become like you. Yeah, but
Yeah.
how you have this conversation with these professionals, said, look, you worth more that and you're more, you can
Yeah.
achieve way more than what you're doing right now. um
Yeah.
Take the next step, because
Yeah.
some people I you know, in this podcast we already interviewed over 500 multimillionaires, and there are some people that until they don't get sacked of the job, until they don't suffer that pain, now they are
Yep.
multimillionaire entrepreneurs, and they're like, wow, Harry, you know, if I were not scared my corporate job, I would start earlier, I would, you know, do this.
Yes.
But some people only wait until the other one woman I interviewed the other day, she become an entrepreneur because she still have a student that she was 53 years old. She's 53 years old. She has a student loan, and one of the family got sick, and the bill came $90,000. Now the woman is in tech. No, in a, she was working in the health care sector
Yeah.
in the United States,
Yeah.
and you know, it's not enough. She cannot make enough money to pay the mortgage,
Yeah.
to pay the
Yep.
bill for the
Mhm.
family thing and everything. So she has been forced to get into a property business. Now she's a property
Mhm.
multimillionaire in only 2 years. um
Yes.
but people sometimes wait until life hit them
They
hard,
do. We
to
do.
discover the power. So what can you do,
Yep.
Lovely, to tell to the people, hey, before life hit you hard, let's start to work on yourself. Let's start to see how
Absolutely.
you can make more with less than what you're doing
Mhm.
right now. So
Yeah. Harry, you said something like I'm just blown away by your intuition. So as you were talking, I'm like, wow, how often do we do that for everything? Not just for our careers, but even in our health. I know people, they won't go on a diet until the doctor is like, oh, you have
absolutely.
a life-threatening disease. And then it's like, oh my God, I gotta get it together. Or people don't look for another job until they're about to be laid off. It's it's something that what we like say like in America like procrastination. Like people wait to the very, very last minute to do something. So what it is. And so what I've been trying to do is do tips through my master class through LinkedIn. Like I did a video the other day about blocking your boss. And the reason why
Wow.
blocking your boss is so powerful, yeah, because a lot of people won't apply for that job because they're like, oh my God, I'm afraid if my boss sees on LinkedIn that
Yes.
I'm looking for a job, then they'll ask me questions about it. So that way they won't ask you any questions. Just block them and see how you will be freed. It's like literally, it's like a prison door will be opened up for you. Block your boss, block your coworkers, because remember, you're not trying to stay in that predicament anyway. You're trying to move forward. You're trying to build your entrepreneur. So if you block them, then you really do get the freedom to move forward. And guess what? Blocking somebody is only temporary. Once you get the job, you can unblock them. Like you can be back friends with them again. But don't allow people to stop you. I often ask my clients, like, it's going to go one or two ways. You either block your boss or your boss will block your career.
Absolutely.
And I would much rather you block your boss. You block them on social media anyway. Like I hear people all the time say, I blocked my person on TikTok and Instagram, but no one does it on LinkedIn where you as a professional really shows up. Block them. Block them, be freed. And then that way you will stop that, oh, it's time for a layoffs. Or the one thing that I will say that I have really noticed, people come to me for two reasons. The first reason is, oh, our company is about to be laid off. So now I need to go and get the career coaching. Or the second thing is, it's that undervalued part. In
Mm-hmm.
America, a lot of companies, they will pay you your bonuses in March. So people are coming to me around April and they're like, I didn't get paid the bonus. I missed this graduation. I couldn't be there for my father. And this company didn't pay me. So that's where the undervalued part are. You are giving everything, but you're
Absolutely.
not getting the value for what you're worth. And then that's finally when they have their aha moment and they're like, I actually need somebody. Like, I don't want to keep doing this over and over again.
Yeah, and then it's very important to have the right coach, the right mentor. I think, Lovely, the way that you have done it, honestly, is the way that needs to be done. Yeah, because you did plan. Yeah, you planned for a year and you said, look, uh, I'm going to pursue my dreams. Yeah, but I'm sure that, I don't know, sure that Facebook value and they pay you good money and everything. I don't think that was the reason, or we don't know the details, and we don't need to know the details. However, you said, you know what, I can do more, and I want to help my community, and I want to make an impact in charity, and I want to empower women, and I want to see more women of color entrepreneurs in the United States. And if nobody solves the problem and nobody cares, I care, and I'm gonna do it myself. But you plan, you say, okay, fine, let's do this, plow properly. So I'm gonna save for a year. Yeah, I'm going to prepare for that change. Yeah, I'm gonna have my cushion, and then I'm going for it with everything I got. And the first step I'm gonna do is join a mastermind which is brilliant. It's the brilliant idea because, you know, if you create that framework, that community, where people can see stories like, for example, the woman that you have that she's making 30K more, exactly doing the same thing. Yeah. So that time they don't need to quit the job. They just need to be valued, because some people like to, they don't want to be an entrepreneur. They don't want to it's not for everybody. But I think that companies also miss out. Look, I interviewed in this very podcast long time ago one woman here from Canada. She sold to this company, if I'm not wrong. She brought the client for 2 million. 2 million to that company, one of the biggest client. Yeah. Guess what happened? The company fired her because, like this, they don't need to pay her commission, the commission.
Oh my
I'm
God.
thinking from the entrepreneurial view, and the woman told me, Harry, look, they miss out because these people that I bring for 2 million, they were talking to me to bring 10 or 15 million more. And this company, they sacked me and they didn't pay me the commission. And, you know, I didn't have enough energy to go to my lawyers and to discuss this. I will spend a lot of money. It was no point.
Yeah.
But some companies out there, they take this on the value of people to the next level. And the biggest loser is the company, because you're behaving, this is the culture. You know, the whole point is for us with our employees, we talking to them all the time. Listen, are you happy? Are you okay?
Yes.
You happy? We're checking out on them. You make sure, you know, they're amazing. They create an amazing job. They're happy. I have one of my employees told me the other day, Harry, look, I'm getting married in December. Can I work on Saturday and make extra hours because I need the money for the wedding? And I said, absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's what is important for you. That's okay. Yeah, you want to work a little bit more. That's that because you want to save to have an amazing wedding. That's what keep you happy. Come and work more. We check and we will allocate more work for you. And so people, the companies are inside the culture. These times are gone that
Yeah, it
and
is. It
you
really.
take advantage of the people and underpay them and ask them for a lot of resource. But you know, the company take advantage of the fear that
Yeah.
this is also in men. It's men and women. It's a global problem. And so they need to find more role models like you, someone that said, hey, if somebody doesn't value you, you're worth more. And
Yes.
here it's lovely here. I have a lot of solution for you. I can help you
Yes.
find another job. And if it comes to the thing and nobody give you a job, I'll help you to open your company.
Yeah.
I help you to become a coach, and you will be free of all this
Yeah.
negativity of all this, because you know it has a huge impact in your mindset now, because you
It
feel the value
does.
at work. Now you go home and now you know you're feeling on the value in front of your children. You think they're on the value.
Yep.
It's showing up everywhere. It's a lot. It's a disempowering, what we call it, context, and these have a huge effect in the mental health of people.
Yes.
They can
It does.
they
It
can
really, really does.
can even lead
It
to
really, really
illness.
does.
You can be sad. You can be and so I'm glad that you're opening this new business to empower. So tell us what type of people you empower. You empower women. You empower men. You empower corporate clients. What are the people that
Honestly,
you really be turning into a powerhouse?
yeah, so let's define powerhouse, because people hear and they're like, oh, I like that word. But a powerhouse is really a person who is dynamic, effective, and unstoppable in achieving success. So I
Like the name of
use
this
that
podcast.
word to, yeah. Like you're unstoppable in achieving success, because people are like, okay, yeah, I like powerhouse. Like, but what does that mean? Like, a lot of people can say that they are a powerhouse, but I want to be paid to be a powerhouse. And
Absolutely.
so I put both of them in there.
Yeah. And then lovely. If the our listeners, and especially women are listening this podcast and they resonate with what you just sharing. They are sick and tired to be in a corporate job. They're sick and tired to be on the value, and they need a way out. They need a source of inspiration. They need a proper plan, a plan
Yeah.
to review what they're doing, what their life, and what would be the next step. How people
Yeah.
can find you, how the process work. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
bit more about this?
Absolutely. So I do a weekly masterclass on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has 1 billion users on there, and it has every single person that you need to find. I mean, I found you. I like you can find so many people on there, and it tells you I'm a director of HR. I'm the vice president of this company. So you don't need to feel the frustration that 50 years ago, you didn't know who the person was. You applied to the job and then you didn't hear back. You literally can go and say, like, these are the people who I want to go with and I want to do. So I'm on LinkedIn at LovelyisYOURstory. I do weekly TikTok videos about various tips like blocking your boss and even like how to make a powerful post so that way you can show yourself as a thought leader. The number one thing that I like have seen of people is that they will say, okay, my name is Harry, but I go by Harry Jr. So on LinkedIn it's Harry Jr., but on your job application it says Harry Smith. And so they're like, okay, who is this Harry Jr. person versus Harry Smith? So just making sure like simple things is that you have available on your profile, and numbers matter. Like you asked us about the 5 steps. People want to know that, like, what did you do at your company? And numbers matter. How many clients did you have? Did you have 25? Did you have 200? And if you only had 25, what was so crucial about those 25 clients? Maybe with those 25 clients, you made over $200 million with those
Absolutely.
clients. So you don't need to have a lot in order to make a big impact. Just say what you did, what was the results, and what was the impact. Because what they're going to look at is say, okay, well, Harry is the speaker of our Leaders University. He's a CEO and he's helped to bring people's story to the world. He's had over 300 guests on his podcast. So that's telling me he's dedicated. He's well liked. And you're like, wow, you got all of that from there? Yes, because of what you say, recruiters are able to understand a little bit more about you. Podcast isn't the only way you could tell a story. Your
Absolutely.
profile could be a way to tell a story. Or even a short video of saying, like, today in my life as an analyst, I did XYZ. Today in the life of me, I did XYZ. Like, own your power. See what people are doing on these podcasts and replicate that and use those in short form videos to really put as your new resume and attract those recruiters to you, and you will dominate the field. Like there'll be no more rejection emails because it's like I saw her resume, I then saw her online or him, and I really like what they do. And I'm saying women because oftentimes women, and I have been guilty of this, like when I was in my lower 20s, not anymore. I'm applying for that VP job now. But before it was like, oh, there's 10 qualifications and I only have 8. I only have 8. So I'm not going to apply
Wow,
because
that's a
there's
lot.
10. Yeah, I only have 8. And it's like, yes, that's a lot. And then you have men who only may have 5 of the qualifications
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely. Well
job.
said. Well said. And this situation had to change, yeah? And we do have to think over, so we need to do something about it, yeah? And look, I interviewed 8 months ago the Minister of Finance of Zimbabwe, and this is what he told me. He told me, Harry, we're launching in Zimbabwe program that we are lending money to people so people can grow vegetables and everything, and they pay the loans back, and then they can grow more the business and things like that. And he told me, listen, our statistics is showing that we have a way higher percentage of women paying the loan back, asking for more loans and building their own thing than men. So the guy told me, and he's the finance minister of Zimbabwe, he told me, we are more than happy to lend to women. It's very good. It's very profitable. It's more safe than to lend men. That's what he told me in his own experience, you know, because it's a government project, of course. And so he told me, you know, they are more, they analyze better, more deeply their risks. They have family, they have children, so they make sure that they pay the loans back, so they can ask for more loans, and they can grow. So they're very cautious and everything. So women are amazing. Most of my employees, when
Yes,
I
they
started
are.
my first business that we sold a 5 million, my real estate business, they were women. And I remember that I was hiring the girls, and they were very assertive, you know. You know, girls, when they don't want to go out with you, they tell you, I don't want to go out with you. You say, why? Because you're ugly. The women will tell you straight away the problem. This for business is amazing. When I was building my business, most of my employees, they were women. And when the guest was telling me to tell me, Harry, you need to look into this. You need to look into this. At the third, fourth time that the guests are telling me this, I look into this, because they get boys sometimes like, okay, we are friends, this, blah, 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 but we don't, this is the way that we are, right? We are not direct, but when something is going on, especially in business, the women will tell you black and white, how is it? Yeah. And I'm sometimes remember that I say, oh my God, the guys give me headache again. You know, Harry, look into this again, look into this. And I say, okay, you know what? Let me look into this, because when the guests start to tell me to look into something, is I really have to solve it, because they know that this
Right.
is stopping the growing of the business. This is stopping this. So I have an amazing experience working with women. I had to. This is the truth. Yeah, they were base salespeople like me. They said my product better than me, faster than me, more expensive than me. True story. They were 100 times better than me. I couldn't even believe when I employed them. I said, how come you are renting the room so quickly? I'm more expensive. How you do that? So
Exactly.
so people have to discover the power of women, and people have to discover the value that they bring to companies, and people have to discover also
Yes.
the value of women entrepreneurs like you, with a lot of power, a lot of energy, making an impact to society. So thank you so much for attending to
Yes. Thank
this
you.
broadcast, and for all of you